Hello and welcome. Welcome. My name is Tianna Christine. This is Yoga with Tianna. Thank you so much for being a part of the practice. All right, we are going to have a nice flow. We are going to do our sun salutations. We're going to open up our hips in a little bit of a warrior. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get down on our mats, get nice and comfortable, and let's begin. All right, so for this practice, you don't need any props. You're welcome to grab a block to make that handy. Get in any comfortable seat. It doesn't have to look like this, as we just ground ourselves, allowing our bodies to be here. And then our minds catch up and arrives in this space. Give yourself permission to be present right here on your mat. Now, there could be distractions that's going on around you, and that's okay. But try your best to be right here, distraction-free, and just let them know you're doing yoga and you'll be right back. So as we allow our bodies and give ourselves permission to come right here, maybe you set an intention for your practice. Maybe there's a word or a mantra that comes to mind. And if you can't think of anything, take an exhale out. It helps. The breath, reuniting the breath and the body is so important. So we're going to start by gently bringing our gaze down towards our sit bones or our lap. Maybe close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and exhale. And then we'll start to breathe nice and normal. Just letting our body soften with every exhale. Maybe that means uncurling the toes, softening your knees, releasing the fingers, finding some still and ease within your hips and sit bones, surrendering your shoulders, unclenching your jaw, and relaxing your eyes. This is that moment, that opportunity for you to relax. So give yourself all the grace. Allow your body to get comfortable. And before we begin our movement practice, I invite you again to think about it, that intention, or again, just simply take a breath. And as we begin to invite some movement and awareness back into our bodies and back into the space around us, we move our shoulders up and away. Let's do that a couple more times to your comfort. And if you haven't set your watch, feel free to go ahead and do so. It's always nice to set your watch. We're going to bring those arms up overhead. Exhale as we hinge forward onto our mats, walking those hands out in front, maybe giving it a gentle rock from side to side. Surrender the head, walking our hands over towards our side, maybe placing one hand on top of the other. And back to center. And maybe over to the opposite side again, placing one hand on top of the other. And gently back to center. Release the forearm. Maybe relax a little bit more. Release the head. And on that next exhale, let's begin to walk the hands back towards our body. As we come up to a nice comfortable seat, we uncross our legs. Maybe give them a little windshield wiper rock while we go onto our tabletop position. As you find tabletop with your knees stacked right underneath of your hips and your wrist right underneath of your shoulders. Find that comfortable spot. We're going to start our cow cat. So release the belly, gaze up. On that exhale, arch the spine, tuck the chin into the chest, tuck the tailbone. And reverse back to your cow. And we're going to begin to do 3 cow cats at your own pace. So maybe you'd like to hold. Maybe you'd like to go a little faster. This is your practice. Again, it's a practice and not a perfect. We're light on the wrists, maybe turning those wrists out towards the side of the mat. Maybe there's a little bit of movement involved. Do what feels good to you and your body. Going to take another 5 seconds wherever you are. And when you're done, we come back to a tabletop position. We're going to extend that right leg out nice and long. As we cross over that right leg, maybe you start to bring that heel down. Just feel a little stretch. Maybe bring that pinky toe edge down as we just open up just a little bit. Take it back to center. Bring the knee back in. Give it a rock. Going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Cross that leg over. Again, maybe you stay right here. Just look back at that heel. Or maybe you bring the foot down. Cross it over. Let's take it back to our tabletop position. Give it a rock from side to side. Tuck your toes, shift the weight back, gentle toe stretch here. Relax your head. Maybe it's a rock from side to side. Gaze towards the hands. We're going to tuck our toes, push back to our first downward facing dog. Let's pedal our feet. This is our first downward facing dog of our practice. So give yourself the grace. Allow the knee movement to be nice and intentional. Take your time. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Moving opposite knee. And then shifting the heels down. Walk the gaze up towards the belly. Drawing the navel in towards the ribs. Take 2 more full cycles of breath. Let's begin to walk those hands towards our feet. Generous bend into the knee with the belly on the thighs. Relax the head. Let's grab opposite elbows as we rock from side to side. Shaking your head yes and no. And at this point, if it feels good, maybe you start to straighten those legs and shift the weight into the balls of your feet. Let's relax our hands down, press into the feet. Let's come all the way up for our extended mountain pose. Hands up overhead, gaze up towards the hands. And on that exhale, let's bring the hands down as we walk towards the front of our mat. We're going to start our sun salutations. You ready? All right. We take our hands towards our side, our feet down onto our mat. And we're going to begin to relax ourselves here. All right. You got this. Let's start our sun salutations. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Bend at the knee, belly on the thighs, hands down. Forward fold. Let's take our flat back. Plant the hands. This first one, we're going to take it down to our tabletop position. We can get a little bit further as we go along. You can keep those toes tucked, and you're welcome to stay just like this and push up to your downward facing dog. So we're gonna do that first one modified. Gazing up from the feet towards the belly. Press away with the fingers. Let's come into our forward fold. We walk to the front or the back of the mat, whatever feels good to you. And on that inhale, let's come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, this is our second one. Remember to breathe, move with the body and the breath. And instead of taking it to your tabletop, although you're more than welcome, if you'd like to draw and bring it all the way down, untuck those toes, keeping those hands right underneath of your shoulders, gently lift the chest. So we're here in a gentle cobra. You're welcome to stay just like this. Or if you'd like to extend those arms, you can also extend the arms for a modified upward facing dog. We're going to tuck our toes, shift the weight back towards the heels, and let's come back to our downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. Gazing towards the hands, let's come to our forward fold, front or back of the mat. On that inhale, let's bring it all the way up. All right, we're getting into our third one. Let's go into our forward fold. Take our flat back. Plant the hand, step it back, and you're welcome to flow it out. Maybe if chaturanga is in your practice and plank is in your practice, you can push back to plank. You can then lower your body down halfway for a chaturanga and then push up to a full upward facing dog. Again, this is all a modification. You're welcome to come back to level 1 and 2 that we went to. Let's push back to our downward facing dog. Shift the weight back and towards the heels. Draw in the belly. Walk the gaze up towards your belly. Let's take our forward fold, front or back of the mat. And on that inhale, let's come all the way up. All right, we're into our last one. Forward fold right here. You got this. Flat back. Plant the hand, step it back, and we flow it out. Your flow can be however you'd like to do it. If you're in your plank, shift the weight over the balls of the feet and then lower down halfway. Press up into your upward facing dog and let's press back. Take your breath. Walk your gaze up towards your belly. Relax your shoulders. And this time we're going to draw the right leg up. So if you'd like to modify with that three-legged dog, you're welcome to come to your tabletop and we'll lift that leg up or maybe even extend that leg here. And you're going to take that foot around towards the front. So you can do it that way. Or if you're in your downward facing dog and you'd like to extend that leg up, arch up through the spine, lift through the chest, bring the knee towards the chest, and bring the foot through. If you're here, wherever you are, knee down or knee up, we're going to begin to come up onto that knee, shift the back foot down. Let's come up into our warrior one. We're going to bend right over that front knee. So knee to ankle alignment here. We're on the pinky toe edge of that back foot, shifting the weight forward. On that exhale, we open it up into our warrior pose, warrior two. Inhale, let's reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, let's reverse. Exhale, side angle. We're going to bring it down, step the front foot down, and we go ahead and bring it down and flow it out. You're welcome. Again, shift the weight over, lower yourself down, push up, and push back into a downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So let's lift up the opposite leg. Again, we're gonna bend the knee through, arch the spine. You can also do this with your knee down. Bring the foot through. Once you're here, let's pivot on that back foot. Open it up, and warrior one on this side. Remember, keep that bend right over that front knee. Let's open it up, warrior two. Yes. Inhale, let's reverse. Exhale, windmill the hand down. Let's step it back, and we flow it out. The flow may not look like this one, and that's okay. You want it to look like yours. We're gonna do that sequence one more time. Let's lift up that original leg, bring the knee through, frame the hands, pivot the back foot, open up, warrior one. And let's open up to our warrior two. Let's reverse, side angle, reverse, side angle, and let's windmill the hand down, step it back. We're just gonna step back to our downward facing dog as we do the same thing on the opposite side, lifting up the opposite leg. Let's bring it through, arch the spine, knee to the chest, bring the foot through. Again, this is to your comfort, however you'd like to get it there. Pivot that back foot, warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Let's reverse. Side angle right here. Ooh. So we didn't do these on the other side the first time, so we gotta make these extra juicy. And let's reverse. And side angle right here. Remember to keep that back knee opened up. And reverse. Side angle stretch. Gaze over towards that elbow, open up through the chest. Reverse. Side angle here. Rotate the chest through. Let's bring the hands down, frame the foot, pivot on the back foot, step the front foot back, and we flow it out. Again, to your comfort, you're welcome to take this in whichever way that feels good to you. I'm gonna gaze towards the hands as we walk our feet towards our hands. Bend your knee, belly on the thigh. Sweep your hands towards the side of the mat, and let's have a seat in our chair. Tucking that tailbone under. Breathe, anchor your sit bones. Take a few more breaths here. Really start to feel the body warm up. And on that exhale, let's come to stand. Maybe give it a rock from side to side. Just notice how you feel. Maybe take those arms, bring them up overhead. We're gonna grab that wrist. There we go. Take it back up to center, grabbing the opposite wrist. I'll come this way. And swan dive down, forward fold. As we're in our forward fold, we're going to step that right foot, just step it gently back. Imagine that we're on train tracks, so gently stepping that foot back. And make sure that you have enough width here. Think about opposite sides of the track. Gently rock back for your pyramid pose here. Remember to breathe. If you feel like your hips are not even, feel free to take a breath and get them even. If you feel like your body is not exactly anchored on one side or the other, just take a moment. Feel that alignment within your body. Notice where your body is leaning towards one side or the other. Relax your head. Get comfortable in this position. You'll start to feel that front back of the leg start to activate here. See if you can rotate and lift your body off of that front leg. Give yourself a little bit more space while releasing the shoulders. Start to really feel a stretch in the body as you fold towards the knee. Let's gently bring that back foot back towards the front. Maybe pedal the feet out a little bit here. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So step that opposite leg back, again to your comfort. Notice if your feet are almost in a line, and give yourself some room. Again, think about one foot being on one side of the track and the other foot across on the opposite side of the track. Give your body some room. Readjust and align those hips. Think about evening the weight within the front and back foot. Relax the shoulders. Start to feel that front back of the leg activate. This stretches to your comfort. Feel free if you'd like to have blocks, you can do so. Take 2 more full breaths here. And when it feels good, you can take that back foot and let's walk it back forward. Come into that forward fold. We're gently going to begin to heel toe the feet out as wide as our mat and begin to rock from side to side, bending those knees very generously. So from the side, it's going to look like this. Start to get a little bit deeper. Maybe we start to bring those hips down. Start to squat a little bit more. To your comfort, maybe those heels start to come up. And then we'll start to keep it into the center. Maybe it's a squat. Full malasana squat. Maybe you take those hands to heart center. Maybe you have the hands down onto blocks or the ground. Whatever feels good. Readjust. Start to feel those hips open. Again, you can always rock from side to side. Come down to your comfort level. And if it feels good to invite some stillness, to really get into that stretch, you're more than welcome. Again, take this at your own pace. This is your practice. So maybe this posture is a little bit too intense, and that's okay. You can keep it right here. You can keep it even here. This is your practice. So come into whatever posture that feels good for you. So we're going to take another 2, maybe 3 breaths here. And gently, I'm going to start to bring it over towards the side. So wherever you are, let's take those feet to one side. Start to come down onto our sit bones. We're going to take our feet towards the front of our mat. bring our hands behind our thigh, and we're gently going to come onto our back, bringing our knees with us, giving our knees a rock from side to side. Let's keep the knees into our chest. Take our hands out to a T, palms up. Let the knees fall over to one side. Let's gently look away from our knees. Allow the knees to stack on top. Gently exhale the knees back towards the chest. Inhale in and exhale them over to the opposite side. Let's look away from our knees. Inhale in, exhale, bring the knees back towards the chest. Hug them in. And let's gently begin to release our right leg long, hugging in our left. Maybe rotating out that top ankle. Rotate it the opposite way. And let's cross the knee over the chest. Look away from our knee. Supine twist. Can take as little or as long as you like in this posture, allowing your body to be soft. And when you're ready, we're going to come back onto our backs, bringing that knee back into the chest. Inhale in and exhale, swap out the legs. Rotate the ankle around. Again, you can rotate the opposite way. And when you're ready, we're going to cross that knee over the body. Looking away from your knee, hand is on the thigh, as long as it's not the knee. No need to make adjustments to move your body. Your hips are going to stack on top of each other. Maybe the shoulder doesn't come down, that's okay. Take 1 to 2 more breaths, allowing your body to surrender. Take an inhale, exhale, come back onto your back. We're going to lower that knee down, crossing the opposite leg over the body. Figure 4. And let's hug the knee in for a pigeon on our back. Really allowing our bodies to feel the stretch in that hip. So maybe you didn't feel it all the way in the pyramid pose, and maybe you feel it differently in this pose. Keeping our knee into our chest, we're going to release our hands, float the foot over towards the side, looking away from our knees. Gently coming back to center, uncross your knees, give it a little windshield wiper rock. As we prepare to do the same thing on the other side, we cross over, figure 4. Hug in the knee, threading the hands behind, hug the back of the thigh. Releasing the head down onto the mat, relaxing the shoulders. Take a full cycle of breath. Release the tension on the hip. Let's keep the knee in towards the chest. We're going to let that foot fall over towards the opposite side. looking away from our knees. Just opening up that hip just slightly. Gently coming back to center. Uncrossing our knees, giving a little windshield wiper rock. And letting the knees fall wherever they are, over to one side. Taking a full cycle of breath. And then taking the knees back up to center and letting them fall over to the opposite side. Again, this is no stress. Maybe they reach down, maybe they don't. This is your practice. Again, it's a practice and not a perfect. Gently bringing the knees back up to center. We're going to heel toe the feet back together. Take the soles of the feet together and butterfly out the knees. We're going to relax here, or maybe you'd like to take a few breaths and take any posture that you like. So maybe it's staying here. Maybe it's taking a happy baby, a child's pose, plow, whatever's in your practice. And if you're still here in your butterfly pose, feel free to allow the knees and the feet to open and slide forward. That's okay. Release the tension in the toes. Maybe you take hand to heart and hand to belly. As you release the knees and the hips. Soften your fingers. Melt your shoulders into the mat. Surrender your head, unclench your jaw, and soften your eyes. Give yourself permission to come back to that place of ease, to come back to your breath. This is your moment. Again, if the distractions come up, just softly come back to the breath. And you're welcome to stay like this for as long as you like. But if you're ready to come out of your practice with me, feel free to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Gently bring your hands to the outside of the thighs and close the thighs up like a book, pressing into the feet. Let's hug those knees into our chest. Rolling over to a comfortable side, cradle your head. And when you're ready, gently push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Taking those hands to heart center with our thumbs to our chest. I want you to thank yourself for showing up for you today. Thanking your body for showing up for you. And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day. I want you to take this energy with you off the mat and share it with others, because energy is infectious and we want to share the good stuff. I can't wait to practice with you again. Until next time, namaste. All right, I hope you enjoyed this practice. It was a nice, quick flow, energetic flow. Hope that you enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to practice with you again. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.